Let me edit this. Okay. Public save changes. Okay. Okay. All right. This looks like it's working. All right. Welcome, guys. Welcome to my stream. Come on in, everybody. Come on in. And let's have a healthy discussion. Let's have a healthy discussion. My topic today, as you all can see, is delaying motherhood. You know, I like to talk about the issues that affect women, and today is going to be no different. Come on in, guys. We're waiting for the live to build up. Once you come in, go ahead, hit that like button. Go ahead and let me know that you are here so that we can move forward. It's Friday, guys. It's happy Friday. Those of you are getting ready for the weekend, my week is starting and yours is ending, but we're going to try to make the best of the weekend. Come on in, guys. Come on in. Let me know that you are here. Say something in the comments, hit that like button, share out the stream. And let's get this conversation going. Oh, God, please hear me. I need to, I'm supposed to send me back that song. Okay, who is here, guys? Come on in. Come on in. I am waiting for the live stream to build up. Come on in, guys. Hit that like button, share the stream out, invite your friend and your friend's friend and your other friend and the other one who said she wasn't going to be your friend. Invite them all. Tell them to come over to Trevor Sense Unstoppable. Let's have a discussion. Let's talk about delaying motherhood. I'm sure there's going to be somebody in this stream who has something interesting to say about this topic. And I invite every different opinions that are out there. I really do enjoy the differences in opinion. It's what makes life beautiful. We have differences in thoughts and opinions and preferences, and that is what makes life so interesting. Go ahead and hit that like button, guys. Share the stream out. Say something so I know you are there. And let's begin. Who is here? We're going to hold on for another few minutes until the live is built up. And let's share some love on this Friday. Going into the weekend, what are your plans for the weekend, guys? Well, I'm going to be working, sleeping. That's my plan for the weekend. So next week on Monday, when you all start working your work week, I'm going to start my rest day at that time. If you are here though, guys, go ahead and let me know that you're here. Say something so I know that you are here. Let me do a little bit of begging here. You all know that I'm not afraid to ask for help when I need it. And so that's why I am going to do a little bit of begging right now. Okay. Who else is here, guys? I'm going to be having a discussion with a very good friend of mine. We are going to be talking about delaying motherhood, because surely we have seen that in these times, a lot of women are delaying motherhood. being a mother is not so attractive anymore to a lot of people when they are not financially stable. And so people are delaying motherhood for many reasons. They're waiting until they have a profession, they are set financially, and they'll be able to provide for that child or those children without the help of a man. And we wonder sometimes, why is this so? Why has there been this shift in the paradigm of the family, the nuclear family, the family where there's mommy and daddy and the children? Why has there been such a drastic shift over the years where women would rather stay by themselves and raise their children rather than be in a relationship that possibly isn't going anywhere, will not go anywhere, and they just cannot be bothered with all the upheavals that come with sharing your space, sharing your life with another individual. A lot of times it is not appreciated, and we just treat each other like trash sometimes. And so, from others having experienced this, there are the women who are coming up who are saying, you know what? I've seen my friend, mama, auntie, uncle, cousin deal with this mess, and I'm not about to do it. I'm not about to deal with it. I'm not about to just have a baby just by any old body who is going to run away. Even though we can't predict that the person is going to run away, I mean, people are leery. People are afraid. Women, in particular, are afraid of jumping that broom. They're afraid of going into relationships. And so they're afraid of having children because the fear that they might end up being a single mother is so overwhelming that women are not ready to take that chance. So they are delaying pregnancy for that reason and many others until they are financially stable to take care of the child on their own. Because trust me, guys, not many women are into this thing of running down a man for child support. Not many women are in that category. I'm one of those women. I refuse. I never have, and don't think I would ever. I'm not sure who's that calling me. But I never have, and I don't think I ever would take a man to court for child support. I mean, not that he shouldn't take responsibility, but it shouldn't be my responsibility to chase after him to support his child. And so every day I give God thanks that, the way life has turned for me, it has not been the best all the time, but I've been able to pull my bootstraps up, pull myself together, and take care of my children mostly on my own. I don't take all the credit because I've had wonderful family members. My mom, my sisters, my aunts, my cousins have stepped in and helped me tremendously, and I cannot thank them enough. So I've been able to care for my children without having all that child support, running to court, and all that. I understand that for some women, it is what it is. They are not capable of caring for their children on their own, and they must get support, and so they must chase after the dad. But for me, it's a no-no. That's just for me, guys. Please, I don't want anybody coming after my head talking about, all the other things that you all talk about. That's just me. Never have and never will run after a man for child support. I'll eat one dumpling if that's what it is, and me and my child will eat it, and we will move forward just like that. But I refuse to run after anybody for child support. But some women have to, and we can't. I mean, judge them or get mad at them for that. You do you. All right, guys. So for those of you who are here, I want to say thank you for coming. For those of you who are not here yet, let's just say we hope your footsteps are hastened. your fingers are hastened so you can come on and enjoy this conversation with us. I'm going to bring in my friend who we're going to have this conversation with. I'm going to bring her. Hi, Teresa. How are you, my dear? Okay. Thank you, my love. Thank you. So I'm going to be bringing in my friend right now. We're going to be having this discussion about delaying motherhood. Some women have, some women have not. I didn't plan for motherhood, it planned for me. So I got drafted into motherhood at an early age. And I have never regretted it, not one bit. I am so proud of my daughter. I am delighted. And the other four that came behind her, I thank God every day for each and every one of them, because each and every one of them has brought so much joy to my life. And so there are other women who have delayed pregnancy because for whatever reason they have delayed pregnancy. And so I'm going to be talking to my friend Kita, because she's one of those women who is not going to take no ish from no one, and so she is not going to do it. She's not going to do it and say, oops, okay, I'm in it already, so let me deal with it. No, she's not going to do that. She is planning everything down to the T. She will not do this motherhood thing by chance. And so I'm going to bring my friend Keita in here, and we are going
Hello.
to talk about, hey boo, how are you doing, dear?
I'm doing fine. How are you?
I'm wonderful. I'm
Good,
so
good, good.
glad to have you on my stream today. Thank you for joining me.
Yes,
I'm
it's good to
so
see you.
honored
Thank you for inviting
that
me.
you accepted the invite. I appreciate it so much.
Mhm.
So we're going to have this discussion because, I mean, you and I have talked off air about,
Mhm.
this motherhood thing, and you are
Yes,
like my little daughter. My you and my daughter are close in age, and she has gone 3, and you are you are still holding out. So
yes,
talk to me, Kita. So talk to me, my friend. I mean, what's going on in that department? What's going on with that delay? Why have you chosen
mhm.
to delay becoming a mother? I mean, I know the pressures are on. Pressures are always on from,
Yes,
our mothers and grandparents and everybody else want grandbabies and nieces and stuff like that. And I'm always saying to people, I mean, stop stressing people out about having kids. It's up to
yes,
them. They control the clock of their, well, not the clock, but they control their womb. Stop watching people's wombs. So
yes.
so talk to me, Kita. What has made
Um,
you decide
so,
to delay
so
motherhood?
there are several reasons why I have chosen to delay motherhood. One, because I hadn't finished up my undergraduate degree of
Okay.
becoming a nurse. So for me, it was to secure the bag, graduate from college and secure the bag and be financially stable before becoming a mother. And then the second one, not so much, but just having um, a husband or a significant other who would be willing to, because everybody can have a child, right? But then you have to have a partner who is willing to be there and stay there with you and have that baby with you. So one is securing the bag, graduating from college and earning my degree, and then finding that person who is willing to help me or go in half on a baby with me. Them as when I was younger, watching them struggle and things of that nature
Mhm.
from day to day, and then watching my mom struggle and not having the help of our dads. That was some of the reasons why I delayed becoming a mother. So, yep,
Okay. Okay, wonderful. I'm sure there are a lot of people who share that sentiment. They have
yeah,
seen their parents struggle. I see my mom struggle. My
yeah,
mom had me when she was in her 20s, but it didn't stop her from struggling.
yeah,
She struggled to raise us. And then there was the bummer where my dad died when I was 8. So that just threw a wrench in everything, and so she had to raise us. She had no choice. She had to
Yes.
raise us by herself. So there are different life circumstances that
Mhm.
will leave us in those predicaments where we have to take care of our children all by ourselves. And delaying motherhood is sort of, to me, as you planning. I like this strategy of
Mhm.
planning, you know. Um I don't like the strategy of just willy-nilly. I mean, if it happens, let it happen. I mean, and
Yes.
a lot of times I hear young people say, by the time I get to 20, my womb is scratching, you know? My womb is itching, and I
Yes.
just think it is time for me to have a child. And I usually say to them, no, it's not. I mean, there are other things out there for you to achieve
Yes.
rather than just motherhood. Because gone are the days when our grandparents, the only focus for a woman back then was childbearing,
Yep.
because women weren't encouraged to work outside of the home. Women weren't encouraged to go to work and to achieve academically. Women were encouraged to stay home, have babies, be barefoot, prepare for your man, make sure when he comes home everything is ready for him.
Yep.
But what is ready for you?
Exactly.
Just some winky and some babies. So yeah, so yeah, so gone are those days. We no longer live in that era. That paradigm has shifted long
It's
ago.
still.
And women are moving forward. We are taking, not taking over, but we are catching up
Yes.
to the men. We are taking our own place in society, where we are not just going to stay home, be barefoot and hungry and having babies, and you just come home and give us winky and babies and keep moving. No, we are going out there. We're making our own bag. We are doing our own thing. And so we find that babies get put on the back burner, so to speak.
Mhm.
And motherhood is not on the front burner for a 20-year-old as it was when our grandparents were 20.
Mhm.
So, with that though, there has to be a little bit of iffiness about the dating, because a woman might say, I want to delay motherhood, but then how is the dating going where that is concerned? Because is it that you're going to find somebody who's going to say, okay, I'm going to delay fatherhood because she wants to delay motherhood? Because sometimes these men want to just throw themselves around like, you know what? I want my seed. I want to sow my seed.
Mhm.
I want a child. They can't have the child by themselves. So,
Mhm. And they're not going to carry it either because they can't.
and they're not going to carry it. So they're not going to
Mhm.
face they're not going to face all of that, all of those changes that come with having a child. They're not going to face all of that, but they want the child. They want the gratification from
Mhm.
being a father, from having that child. How are you able to navigate that when it comes to dating, or is dating on the back burner as well? Talk to me, Kita.
So dating is not on the back burner. I am open to date. However, and I'm also not one of those girls I I may go out on dates with several different people because I'm single. I can do what I want to do as long as I'm
Agree.
safe.
Agree.
So there is someone that is in my life right now. And we're talking and we're cool and everything's going well. Um, and so if he wants to have a child, like I told him, I said, we'll get married and then you can pay for the nanny. So
Oh,
yeah. So that's yeah. So dating has been hard because I am a little older. I'm not on a dating. I know like now people get on those dating apps and stuff like that. And
mhm,
so I don't have the dating apps and I refuse to get on a dating app. So I want to like meet someone like the natural way. So
mhm,
I met the guy through a mutual friend. We have a mutual friend, and it's going well and things of that nature. But I did tell him again, I'm, in my master's program. I will be starting my master's program, so I can't have a baby until I finish that. So that's even delayed further because of my master's program. So yeah.
Okay, so you have somebody who is on the train with you to say we are delaying this thing.
Yes.
Okay, all right, that is
Yeah.
beautiful. But talk to me. As you get older though,
Hmm.
have you ever thought about canceling that idea that, you know what, the pressures are on, I might just, go ahead, just have this baby and call it a day.
I don't feel pressured by anyone to like have a baby, to hurry up and have a
Beautiful.
baby. I know my dad, he's like, "Oh, I just want you to, you got your career now. I want you to settle down and have some grandkids." But I don't feel that pressure because at the end of the day, the only person that's going to take care of the child financially is me and my significant other.
Hmm.
So, unless my parents and other people who are rushing me to like settle down and have this baby are going to be helping financially like every day, and be caretakers every day to watch my child every day, then they have no say in when I have a baby.
I
And that's
agree.
so.
I agree. And don't count on that because, while
Mhm.
your life is going, the life of others are going as well. And so if you were thinking you're going to depend on them for childcare and that sort of thing, you got another guest coming. And sometimes life
Mhm.
throws us curveballs, which make our mothers really want to help us, but at the stage in their life, they really can't. So we have to make the
Yeah,
plans for ourselves. I appreciate that.
no problem.
So so that sort of answers the drawback for the pregnancy.
Hmm.
I really get annoyed when people try to put a clock on other people's womb.
Yeah.
Like, you need to get what? Wait, no.
Hmm.
People do that. You need to get pregnant. No, don't put any clock on people's wombs. Don't tell them when they should get pregnant and they need to get pregnant. Because I find too that, what if a woman can't have children naturally? She has tried
Hmm.
and she can't have children. And she's bearing that internal pain that, damn, I would love to be a mother, but I just cannot get pregnant for whatever reason. And here you come with your foul mouth saying, what you waiting on to get pregnant? What you waiting
Exactly.
on? And each time you say that, it's almost like you throw a dagger in this woman's heart. You know
Yes.
what I mean? Especially if
Hmm.
that person is not even so close to you. Because, you know, I don't do that with my daughters. I have one that will soon be 25. I mean, I would never encourage her to have a baby. Tell her,
Hmm.
it's your life, live your life, plan for
Yes.
your life how you want to. And I
Exactly.
have close friends who are up in age who haven't had children, and the occasional conversation might come around about motherhood, and personally, I might know their pain from private
Hmm.
conversations
Yes.
that, I don't want to have any children, or I cannot have children. I've tried to have children and I cannot because of medical issues,
Yes.
because I delayed it too long. And then now
Mhm.
I find out that, all my eggs are gone, and, I can't for whatever reason. But we should not be judging each other. We should stop, be empathetic with each
Yes.
other. I mean, don't jump and assume that because somebody is of childbearing age, they're supposed
Exactly.
to bear children. Some people just can't. And
Hmm.
so that is just one thing I wanted to put out there for those of us who seem to like to be watching people's wombs and try to, you know, keep telling people about a time for you have a pitney, a time for you have a baby. Sometimes we just
Hmm.
don't know the damage. And a lot of times I know people don't mean any harm,
Yes.
but to the person on the receiving end, you just don't know how painful that might be by you just saying that, because they know that this is a struggle they've been going through
Hmm.
every single day. They're not able to have children. And also, we know that delaying pregnancy is no guarantee that you are going to get pregnant. And there's no
Correct.
guarantee that you're going to
Hmm.
find the quote unquote right person. Um, can I ask you, if you don't mind,
Mhm.
what do you have in place to navigate that?
So,
Those two possibilities.
so with the way that science works now, if I
Okay.
and that's okay. Like I'm very, strong, independent woman. But and my bag is secured. So if I don't find someone to settle down with, or if I don't get married, I can have a baby by myself. And hire a nanny and caretakers. I'm fine with that too. So
Oh,
I'm fine with that. So
okay.
that's okay to me. Yes.
Okay, okay, guys, you heard Kita there. She is willing to wait as long as it takes, because if nature does not work on her side, then science will. And I
Hmm.
know a lot of women are thinking the same thing. If nature doesn't work out, science will. So, as a nurse, I know that, there are different ways we can do that. I mean,
Yes.
there is surrogacy, there is the
Okay.
freezing of the eggs, of the embryos, and we can always do that. So we find that women are becoming mothers later in life, close
Yes.
to 50. I mean, what do you think about, I mean, like a woman having a baby at, say, 50 years old? I mean,
50, I wouldn't go that
uh
far, but
oh, okay.
I've heard of women giving birth at the age, like healthy babies at the age of 50. My grandma, my aunt, which is my mom's youngest sister, my grandma, I think she had my aunt when she was 34, 35. So, and my aunt is healthy. She doesn't have
Hmm.
any abnormalities or deformities. She's
Okay.
healthy. So if I'm 35, 40, and then and I had another cousin. She was I think 38, 39, and her son, her oldest, she only had one son at the time. He was 18, and she had another baby at I think age 38 or 39, and she's healthy.
Okay, well, I had my last child when I was brushing up on 40, brushing up there. I was in my very, very late, very, very late 30s, and she's perfectly fine. So
Mm-hmm.
I've used up my childbearing years. I mean, I used it all up. Having had 5 kids, I used up all my childbearing years. I wouldn't try to have a child now, even though I don't think I could. But I wouldn't even try. I'm too old for that. I have 3 grandchildren. What the heck? My kids would beat me to death. But anyway, my daughters would not stand for it, and my sons would definitely not stand for it. Couldn't do
Mm-hmm.
it. Wouldn't even try it. And I don't have the patience and the tolerance right now for that. The love that's left right now is for the grandbabies. Love
Mm-hmm.
them, spoil them, send them back to their parents. That
Yeah.
that sort of thing. So, so I don't think I would do that. But we know that with delaying pregnancy, the older the woman is, the increased chances there are of
Yeah.
the baby coming with developmental challenges and that sort of thing. Um, any thoughts on that?
So I did think about that.
Hmm.
Um, I am a nurse, so I'm gonna, Lord willing, I'm gonna pray that my baby, is born
Hmm.
healthy with no issues. But if my baby is born with issues, I know that I, as a nurse, can get paid by the state to take care of my baby at home if my baby does have development issues or delays. I do know that.
Okay.
So that's why a lot of times people don't research everything in detail. When I mean to tell you, I've delayed pregnancy for a reason, and I've educated myself on things that I can do. So I could be a stay-at-home mom and work for the state as a nurse to help take care of my child and get paid by the state.
Okay.
So
Oh,
yes.
I'm a nurse. I didn't know that, because that wouldn't be
Mhm.
something that I would research, because I'm not bearing children, and I'm not worried about that. That's not in my worry line right now.
Mhm.
Okay. But do you get a lot of backlash, or do the people around you
I think
support the idea? Or I know you said your dad wanted, would love if you would have a grandchild for him.
mhm.
Talk to me. Talk to me. Around your
Well,
circle, do you find that the people your age are all gone over the broom and over that cusp of motherhood
so
already?
no, so I have friends who are married and have children, and I have friends who are single, don't have children. So I don't like I have my friend who does have a baby, um, like my friends that have children, they're like, wait to get married. They don't care when I'm married. They're just like, wait to get married and have children. So
Okay.
that's and then my friends who don't have any children, they're like, get when you get married, have children. My mom, she doesn't rush me to have children or anything like that. My dad, he does, but like I told him, I said, you're not paying for these children. I am. Me and my husband are. And then some of my family members, they're like, well, you've graduated now. Why haven't you, got married and had children and all this other stuff. I received some backlash, but it's just, let me live my life, allow me to be single and have time for myself, and grow and develop on my own as a woman. And so I tell them to, mind their business, like respectfully. And,
Hmm.
when the time is right, God will send someone in my life, will settle down and have children. And if, he doesn't do that, I know that I can have children by myself, through other means. So,
Okay. I have my very, very, very best friend, the one woman in this world
mhm,
who I know has my heart and my back no matter what.
yeah,
And I remember her struggles with childbearing, and
yeah,
she had tried and tried and tried and tried to have a baby, and
mhm,
it just would not happen.
yeah,
And she had to resort to science. I mean, she was perfectly fine. She had eggs. She was fine. I mean,
mhm,
she had very healthy eggs, and now she has a very healthy child. I mean, she had the child a little older because she was trying and trying and trying and
mhm,
trying. But child is perfect. She's perfect, healthy,
yeah,
and just fine. So I know that it can happen, and I know that it can work. And I
yeah,
have absolutely no problem with a woman who wants to delay pregnancy. I
yeah,
mean, what would you say to other women out there who are thinking about it, but they are still on the fence, still a little wishy washy about whether or not they want to delay? Or if they have found somebody, say, say a 25-year-old, and she is planning not to get pregnant until she is older. She has accomplished what she set out to accomplish,
mhm,
but she has this guy who she thinks is the right guy,
mhm.
and he's itching to be a dad. What would you say to her, about whether or not she should go ahead and have the baby because he wants the baby, or should she just say, you know what, if you can't wait, move right along?
So I would advise her. So normally what I do when I meet someone, I meet a guy, I ask them what their plans are, right? Like what's your, 3-year goals, what's your 5-year goals, 9, 10-year goals, whatever. And if they're wanting to have children in like the next year or so or 2 years, and I know that doesn't align with my plan, I say, hey, I know that you want to have children this soon, but here's my plans. Our plans don't align. Are you willing to adjust and compromise? And if they're willing to adjust and compromise, then we can move forward. But if they're not willing to adjust and compromise, then I'm like, okay, well, this isn't going to work. So I let them know ahead of time, like, this isn't going to work. Our plans don't align. And so it was nice knowing you. We can be friends, but nothing more. So I would advise her to, and because he's the one. Well, if he's the one, first of all, he would marry her. If he wants to, have baby and children with her, he would take her off the market quickly by proposing to her and all the other and getting married, right? And getting married, and then hopefully through marriage he could possibly change her mind. But again, if he is the one and he does propose, he proposes, they get married. If he is understanding and he loves her, allow her to, you know, get herself, not saying that she's not together, but get her, check some things off her, accomplish her goals, and let her do that and give her that time so that when she is done with her goals, then she can, give you children and things of that nature, and being patient with her, because it's not always on the man's time. Because even if I were to, like, if they were to get pregnant, it's not definite that she could get pregnant right then and there. It might take a few tries, you know?
Okay. Yeah, I appreciate that. I appreciate that. And I like when you say he would just go ahead and take her off the market if
Mm-hmm.
and then they can go ahead and try. And that brings me to the thought where there are so many women who modify and adjust their plans.
Yep.
This is really for another show, but I'm just going to
It
hit on it just a little bit. There are so
Mhm.
many women who modify and adjust their plans just because, oh, uh, I don't know, my friend. That's my friend Sheldon saying he's not getting notification. I don't know, my friend. I don't know. I mean, go ahead and turn on your notification bell so that whenever I upload a video, you'll be first to get notified. Okay, welcome, Sheldon. Thank you for joining me. As I was saying, that there are a lot of women who
Mhm.
modify their plans just to suit a man. So they have their plans all set, have their goals all set. This is
Mhm.
what I plan on doing. And
Yes.
then here comes a man and they think, oops, they are love struck. Okay, this is the man for me. And suddenly she loses sight of her goal,
Yes.
loses sight, and she rearranges her whole life, her whole plans, just to make sure that she's accommodating this man because she doesn't want to lose him. What you say about that?
I'm not accommodating any of my plans for anyone.
Not
If our plans do
okay,
not
not
align,
modifying it. I agree.
not. And like the only, okay, so the only way that I will modify my plans is if is he gonna take care of me 100%. You know what I mean? Like, where I, like, like, I don't mind staying at home or whatever, but while I'm still bringing in money, are you going to allow me to work from home, and then take care of everything else? But I don't modify my plans. I'm not doing that. We're going to talk about it and we're going to compromise on some things, but to modify my plan completely, that's not going to happen. I can't do that.
Mm,
Yeah, some
okay.
women do modify their plans, and that's
Yeah, some women go hard on the modification.
yeah.
Some women like they stop going to school, they just start
Mhm.
having babies, they just do a whole flip
Yep.
of their entire plan.
Yep.
And then you mean you wonder what is she thinking? Why would you do that? And I say to every woman who is listening, don't you ever, ever modify your goals because you have met a man. Because we know that these men ain't loyal. They
Mm-mm.
are not loyal. And you are going to modify all of your plans and say, okay, because I met him and he's nice and there might be some love bombing going on, and you say, oh, he's
Mhm.
nice, and I don't want to lose him. And if he wants a baby and I don't have the baby, I might lose him because he might leave me. Well, you might want to let him go because
Yep.
if he's really the right one, as you said before, he might want to work with you
Yes.
so
He will.
that both of you can accomplish your goals being
Mhm.
together rather than having her upend her life, modify her goals totally so that you can be satisfied. And then in the end, you might just walk away and leave her. And then she would be right where you met her because whatever goal she had would have not been met. And then now she would have spent time with you
Mhm.
helping you to achieve your goals. And now that you are gone, she has to sort of start all over
From
again.
scratch. Yep.
That cannot be good. That cannot be good and cannot be a good feeling at all. So I'm saying to women, don't you do that. If your goal is to say, I'm not having children before I get to 35, 40, whatever the age you set for yourself, do not let anybody love bomb you into changing that, into having a child when you really don't want to, but because you don't want to lose them or because they're pressuring you into
And they
doing
will do
it.
that. They will do that.
Oh, yes, they will. They will.
Mhm.
They will. I saw a story not too long ago of a woman who came. I'm going to tell you this story. So, this woman, she came from Sierra Leone. She came from Sierra Leone, and her family sent her to Cuba to study medicine. While she was there studying medicine, she met this Jamaican, another Jamaican. She met this, she met this Jamaican. Them are people, I love them, but good Christ, the men have such bad reputation. They just treat women ugly. I mean, come on. But anywho, this woman came from Sierra Leone all the way to Cuba to study medicine.
Mhm.
While there, she met a Jamaican. Now, he convinced her to leave Cuba, go to Jamaica with him, abandon her goal of becoming a doctor, go to Jamaica with him. So she did all of that, went with him to Jamaica, ended up spending like 30 years in Jamaica, living, he left her and she hadn't accomplished anything. She, was away from her family. She had adopted the Jamaican culture after living there for 30 years. Come on. And then in the end, once she told her story online and everybody saw the story, they eventually helped her to go back to Sierra Leone to her family. Now, after all these years, this poor woman had to go back to her family all the way in Sierra Leone without the medical degree that she had left to obtain. Now, you
Mm-mm.
see, I mean,
Yeah.
so people ain't loyal. I mean, she left her medical plans, go all the way to Jamaica with this man, and then this man gets up and leaves her high and dry. So if that is a lesson for anybody who's listening, I say to you guys, once you have set your goal, let no one,
Mhm.
let no one, and for the women, I say let no man cause you to upend your plans. I don't care what he promises you, because as my mom always says, promise is a comfort to a fool. You won't take promises from people. You don't take promises. You don't take promises from people and then sit down and say, "Oh, he promised me this, he promised me that," and so he's going to be held. It's held for
Mm-mm.
his promises. Like, people are not obligated to keep promises. There's no law that's going to
Nope.
say he must keep his promise to you. You know, you listen to this Sheldon, you hear what Sheldon say? This what he says, Keita. Look what he says.
Please. Mm-mm.
Sheldon, Sheldon, yes, we know the clock is ticking. And if you had joined us earlier, you would have heard when Keita said that even though she knows the clock is ticking, if nature won't do it for her, science will. Because she will be able to use science to become a mother whatever time she wants. She will not be forced and she will not be rushed into becoming a mother if until she decides that it is the right time for her. All right? Okay, Kida. Any last words you have for our sisters out there on this topic?
Take your time, secure the bag, okay? Make sure you are financially stable, mentally and emotionally and spiritually stable before and know who you are. Find out what you like, find out what makes you happy before getting married and having a baby. Mhm.
Okay, I appreciate that. I thank you so much, Keita. Thank you so much for joining me on my stream today. I'm
Yeah, thank you
super,
for
super
having me.
excited and I'm grateful. So grateful to you for accepting my invite into the stream today.
Yes,
And guys, this topic is a topic that I will revisit because I always revisit the topics that affect women because women there's just so much going on with us. So
yes.
much that we have to face. We have to pull ourselves up. We have to come from dark places. We have to come from brokenness. We have to stand up with our faces held up, our shoulders held high. And sometimes we are going through so much pain that nobody even knows because they think that as a woman, you are supposed to comport yourself in a particular fashion that is not supposed to show pain. It is not supposed to show that you are hurting. And so we are sort of moving
Mhm.
away from that because we don't want people to suffer in silence. So, guys, thank you all for joining me today. It's Friday. I'm going to do a little bit of cooking before I head off to make me my bag. And yes, because I have my bag to make too. It's not too late for me making my bag. So I'm going to be head off, do some cooking, and then head off to make my bag. But before I go, I want to say thank you to each and every one of you who joined me on my stream today. To my dear friend Sheldon, my dear friend Teresa, and Keita, and everybody else who came in. Some people just came in, took a peek, and went back out. Whatever you did, however you came onto my stream, and whether you have seen it live or you will see it afterwards, I appreciate you and I thank you for your time. I hope you all learned something today. As always, I try to leave a little lesson in whatever I do so it's not in vain. Thank you so much, guys, for joining me. This is Trev from Trevessence checking out another Friday. Until next time, guys, this is Trev reminding you to always take good care of yourselves and each other. Thank you so much, Kita. We'll talk later. Okay, guys, thank you so much. I'm checking out right now. It's almost midday. I appreciate you all. But before I go, I have to sing my little song for you all. Let there be love shared among us. Let there be love in our hearts. May now your peace fill this nation. Cause us, O Lord, to arise. Give us a fresh understanding of brotherly love that is real. Let there be love shared among us. Let there be love. Sheldon, I have to show this before I go, guys. Some ladies use signs to delay the clock and end up mashing up the clock. Really, Sheldon? Really? Really? Well, we are going to wish them the best, and we're going to hope that even with the delay, they don't mash up the clock. All right, Sheldon? All right, my friend. Thank you so much for joining me. Okay, guys, until next time, take care of yourselves and each other. Peace out.